I'm so angry and annoyed right now that I almost like kind of feel sick to my stomach, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude? So, this always happens every time I get in front of the camera. I don't know what to say, but, I'm just kind of stewing on just. I'm never going to be able to explain this shit unless I just calm down. I sound like a woman right now. They always get so, and no offense, ladies, but you ladies always get so like emotional about everything. But I really feel emotional right now. And I think part of that reason is because this is against my moral scope, dude. So, I'm arguing with my parents about how like they just do not understand my perspective. Like literally at all about any of it, dude. I'm like trying to tell them, they think that life is all about money. It's so fucking crazy. Like, my mom is a player for the system. My dad is a player for the system. All they do is just play for whatever the system that's in power. I mean, they would be the ones that would have been sacrificing the kids to Baal, which would have been me and my sister to, Baal and Moloch, right? They would have been doing that shit because they keep playing for a system that fundamentally hates them at every level. Dude, it's crazy. It really is so crazy because, I'm trying to tell my mom, like, dude, I sound like such a fucking loser, man, because when I say this, I enjoy, this is going to sound so crazy, I actually enjoy doing labor for free for people that I like, right? And I'm getting a hard time from my mom and my dad that like, I'm just not making enough money now, right? And they want me to jump through all these hoops and do all this stuff that is against my moral code, man. It's against me morally to do these things. And I'm just like, no, man, I'm not going to fucking do it. Because these people that are in power and these systems that are in play are against me. They're against me morally, right? I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. They want me to do shit that's against, like, I'm sort of in a predicament right now because I have some cutting boards on the way that I'm making for some people. And like, sure, I could sell it for a lot and I probably should, but at the same time, I'm like, these people actually care about me and I want to show them that I care about them. They're more than just numbers on a piece of paper, right? They're actually human beings to me. And, they've given me stuff before, right? So it's like, I want to do what's right for them, right? And, it's just really annoying. It's really annoying that like I'm dropping the price for them on things and then I'm getting bit in the ass for it, but I'm okay with the monetary reasons of it, but now I'm getting bitched at, by the powers that be, by the systems that are in play being like, you have to do this, you have to do this. Part of the reason why I'm so fucking mad right now is that the insurance company is trying to like calculate how much I make. And because I'm my own boss, my money fluctuates. Like it's not like last year. I made more last year than I made this year. And that's partially because, I'm helping my mom and I'm doing stuff that is not for monetary reasons. And these fucking people can't understand that. They can't understand that, man. They can't understand that there are things that are more in life than just money, dude. It really is fucking grinding my gears. And, these people, like the guy that's in the insurance that was, talking today with me, he's just a card in the system. He's just a player in the system, man. And these people don't even understand that. They think that these people really care about them. You mean to tell me that the government really cares about you? Dude, if there was a gold mine under your house, they would fucking nuke your ass. They would nuke your ass and take it all. So why are we even trying to help these people? Why are we trying to help these people? And then I'm going on about like Epstein with my mom. I'm like, Mom, dude, I could have been one of the children that was raped in the files. I could have been. I was like prime age for it, you know? And same with my sister. And like that could have been us. And, you know, dude, like my mom and dad are like, oh, but it wasn't you. Yeah, but you're mistaking the point here, right? Is that my point is that, let me relax. I'm sorry. My point is that these things could have happened to us, right? And because of that, we shouldn't be shying away from the fact that it didn't happen to us, right? Like, we shouldn't be not batting for people that have had their entire lives ruined, right? Like, it's so crazy to me that my mom and dad, like I keep saying, are playing to a power structure that is raping the youth of this country. It's literally like destroying everything. It's fucking destroying everything, dude. And they have no concept of that. They have no concept of like greater, like things that are past what we can see physically. And that just seems to be a boomer problem. But like, dude, god damn it, man, because I want to be nice and I want to be respectful because they're my parents. But at the same time, I'm like, why are you batting for the Epstein class? Why are you batting for a system that doesn't love you, right? This is why I always say this. I'm batting for Jesus Christ because he loves me, right? Right? He loves me. I'm not going to bat for somebody who doesn't fucking love me, right? You know, and that's sort of why, that's exactly why I was saying about the woodworking shit. What, right? Like, you know, I find people that are like really nice to me and really chill with me, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll cut you a break, man. And if you want to sell it, you could probably make more, right? Like, you know, I'm taking the cut because I see them as valuable people and their kindness should be paid, right? Like their kind, like it's, oh my God, man. Because every time I do one of these videos, I just start getting like, you know, the gears start grinding and I just get fucking stuck up on all the emotional crap because it's painful. It's a deep cut to me on a spiritual level that these people have no heart, man. You know? Or they're not willing to stress test their ideas. I think that's a lot of it, is that the only way you're really going to know somebody is if you start stress testing them. Because that's the same with materials and engineering, right? You stress test the material to make sure that it will be able to sustain whatever pressures or whatever's going to happen to it when it's at max capacity or whatever it is. You know, an airplane wing. You got to make sure that the material's flexible so it doesn't fucking bust off in the air and you're flying with one wing. You know, and the same goes for people. You have to stress test them. That's why in the Bible that God gives us these things. Why these things that he's known about, like he doesn't want us to you know, be necessarily stagnant in our faith, right? It's like it's a growing process. Right? And that's why we're stress tested. And right now, this is probably a stress test for me. It is. I can see it. I can totally see that this is a stress test for me. And, you know, these people don't even understand, like their identity or their ideology or their philosophy does not carry weight when they become stress tested. Like, it falls apart. They default to the worst version of themselves. Instead of being like, you know what, like, I'm not going to start eating people, right? I'm not because I'm saying no. Whereas, you know, if I'm not so sure if my mom or my dad, if they were starving in the 1800s on the, whatever it was, Oregon Trail, if they wouldn't eat people. I don't fucking know. I really don't know because they're sort of normie, right? Like, I love my mom, but this is just fucking ridiculous, man. They have no stress test about them because the moment I start pushing my mom and dad on bigger ideas and bigger, like, philosophy, their whole thing starts to fall apart. And I'm like, okay, so if you know now that it doesn't work, why are you sticking to that? Right? Like, this is what I'm saying about the government, dude. Why am I don't want to listen to these fucking people. I don't. And I don't want to play their games either. right? You know, because everybody, like, dude, you know, they're trying to figure out how many fucking beds you have in your house so they can tax you more. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. And I'm not even a conservative, and I'm not even like a liberal, right? It's just a thing of like, what if I just started walking up in your shit and was like taking notes on everything? See, this is what narcissists do. This is like playbook narcissist, is that they have to keep tabs on people. They have to keep tabs on people because they have to know what they're up to in order to get a leg above them, or normies. You know, it's just, cut that shit out, man. Cut it out. It's boring. It's lame. It's fucking annoying. It is. And I've said this in another video, you know, the reason why I use explanations like these, like my mom and my dad, or examples rather, excuse me, is because you get to see reality. You get to see theory working in real time. We get to see what things actually are instead of just, you know, like if I don't use examples, these things make no sense because they hold no weight, because they're not real, right? And the moment I start using these things, you can see them for what they really are. And like I was saying, man, it's really, really fucking annoying that they don't even want to stress test their ideas in their own head. They don't. Like, you know, like I said before, like I did a fast. I did a 24-hour fast, no food, no water, just because I wanted to see what would happen to me. I was like, who am I going to be at my worst? Who am I going to be at my worst? Am I going to be nice, or am I going to be an ass? Because, you know, then I get to stress test who I am. And it was a stress test. And I found out who I was, right? And because of that, I became much more calm. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be an ass. Like, I want to be who I am at all times. And I just fucking hate that, man. Like, I hate that they can't, you know, hypocrites, dude. Hypocrites. And I understand that I'm a hypocrite. I do. I understand that I'm a hypocrite. But I'm trying to minimize the hypocrisy. It just makes it so much easier. And yet these people cannot understand hypocrisy when it's staring them right in the face. And it's probably true about myself. Makes me a hypocrite, right? But like, what I'm saying here is their hypocrisy blinds them to the truth, right? Instead of just coming to the end of themselves and being like, oh yeah, this thing is true, right? Like, you know, I was talking about with my mom, like Epstein. I'm like, Mom, I'm not gonna fucking, you know, be a goy slave, right? Like, my mom's trying to be like, you know, if you want to get your money back up for the insurance or whatever, you know, you're going to have to get a second job. And I'm like, listen, I have no problem working, right? I have no problem working. I mean, like I just said, dude, I do shit for free all the time. But why do I do it? I do it because these people care about me, right? I'm not doing it because I'm looking for money at the end of the day, because that fuels the system that has got us to this point. Because what happened was everybody just started doing shit for money. And then now we have Epstein, right? Now we have this elite cabal that just does shit because people were doing things self-centeredly, not being like, as a collective, being like, we're not going to fund our own oppression. We're not going to fund our own oppression. But they just keep fucking doing that, man. It's just, I want to see what time we're at here. I don't think I can. But, you know, like fucking goy cattle. You know, like, oh my God, dude. My shit's going to get nuked off YouTube. I know it is. But, you know, this whole cabal of just like Israeli bullshit. You know, we saw it with Thomas Massie, right? He gets nuked from orbit, and then you get some fucking mook that's just a puppet for somebody else comes in. And why would I want to fund that? Why am I going to fund that? I'm not going to fucking fund that. And even then, you know, I hate playing into this like insurance system, this whole government system. I would be the first century zealot, dude. I'd be the guy running around with the knife being like, I'm not going to pay my taxes. Now I understand, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's and to God what is God's. But what's happening here is that we are funding the rape and torture and murder of other Americans, of other people all over the world, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be like, tracing, like, I'm not going to just be like, knowing that this person is doing this, I'm not going to give them money and fund them, right? I'm not. So, I guess that's it. Ah, God.